Wife twerks for my colleague and cheated on me. I recorded them and showed to her family. Got AP fired. I'm 37M with 2 kids, 9 and 7. My wife, Sophia, 35F, and I have been married for 12 years. Sophia comes from an affluent family with her father and brothers in judiciary and law. Sophia had also pursued law, but she dropped off in between because she didn't enjoy it. I make good money for us to have a comfortable life. I work as an engineer at a shipping yard. We have a very normal life with kids, family, and friends. A week ago, one of the maintenance guys, John, was leaving the workplace, and we had organized a small farewell for him. He was in a junior position in our department, but had been very helpful to us. He used to go above and beyond his job responsibilities to help me out. After the farewell at the office, he came and hugged me. He got emotional. Then he asked me if I would like to go out for a drink with him that evening. I usually don't hang out a lot with my coworkers, but I couldn't refuse his honest request. So we went out. I told him I had a curfew hour to reach home by 10, so I wouldn't get spoiled too much. He said it would be just a couple of beers. I ordered for 1 beer, but he ordered for a couple of vodka shots, and he gulped both at a shot. It worried me because he looked anxious. He said he wanted to tell me something, but I have to promise that I wouldn't flip out and would investigate the matter before jumping into it. I said sure. He told me something that got my ass on fire. He said around 3-4 months ago, he saw my wife, Sophia, twerking for my coworker, Stalin, who works in a different department. WTF. He said it was Saturday, and most employees were off for the weekend. Only Stalin and a few others were working overtime. John was also appointed from his department for any urgent assistance. He was just loitering around in the afternoon, as there was no work when he heard the giggling voice of a woman. Mind you, it's a shipyard, and there were barely any women working at our workplace. So he sneaks in to find Sophia twerking and Stalin spanking her to enjoy her booty, and they both were giggling. He saw them from the first floor, and they were in the basement making their way to Stalin's cabin. There were few people around here and there, but mostly it was empty. He also informed that he had seen Sophia a few more times with Stalin, but they were just casually sitting closely, and it was mostly on Saturdays when the office was empty. I asked him why he didn't tell me before. He said he was scared because he was a junior employee, but Stalin was a senior manager. Also, there was a certain ambiguity to what he had seen. They were in their full clothes, walking to his cabin in the basement, and besides, he had no evidence of anything explicit happening between them. Now that he was leaving, he felt safe to inform me so that I could be alert. I sat there in silence, not sure how to process this. I thanked him for the information and left. I have no clue what to do next. I have no evidence of her cheating. I don't even know if it was cheating or if it was just what he had seen and nothing else. What I know is that I cannot confront Sophia without evidence. I have to dig into the truth before taking any further steps. The incident that he narrated is from 3 to 4 months back. Now, if I confront Sophia or Stalin about this, they are just going to lie about it. Update 1. Hey there! Before jumping into the update, let me give the clarification people have been asking for on my last post. Some of the most common ones were, how did my wife get introduced to my colleague? What was she doing at my workplace, and where was I at that time? I think this would have started in November 2022 when Sophia accompanied me to my office party. It was a 25th anniversary celebration of my company. The celebration started with a presentation where each of the departments had to give a brief about their workflow. I was representing my department. Before leaving for the podium, I introduced Sophia to one of my coworkers, Lisa, so she doesn't feel out of place in my absence. After the presentation, when I came back, I saw Sophia enjoying a drink with Lisa and Stalin. On seeing me, Stalin chuckled. "Oh, you lucky man. You have such a gorgeous wife. Now I know why you rush home after work and don't hang out with coworkers." I smiled and thanked him. It wasn't the first time people were swooning over Sophia's charm. She is indeed a very gorgeous woman, the kind that stands out in a crowd. Yes. There was one more thing about Sophia that she enjoyed that attention. I mean, who doesn't enjoy compliments? But she sometimes went beyond her way to get attention, like posting bikini pictures on social media from our holidays. She had a public account with a considerable number of followers, and you know what kind of comments this bikini post attracts. I was initially a little insecure about this, but after 12 years of marriage and 2 kids with no red flags, I kinda took this normally. After that office party, Sophia exchanged numbers with Lisa, and they often used to hang out. By the way, Lisa and Stalin were very close friends, not an affair or something, but normal friends. I might be picked up for saying this. Sophia got close to Lisa because they both were from the same ethnicity. I won't spell it to avoid any perception. Stalin was also from the same culture as them, and he also joined these girls sometimes. I'm not sure how much he was involved in their friendship because Sophia told me that it was just a one-off time when Stalin joined. Mostly it was just these girls. To dig out the truth, I thought of checking her phone, but it was password protected. I tried different combinations, but found no luck. Since that day, I have been closely noticing Sophia. I find her talking over the phone for hours. She had always been into this, talking to her friends and family for hours. I wasn't suspicious of her long phone calls until now. Not very proud to say this, but I have been eavesdropping on her phone call conversations since that day. Sometimes, I felt it was Stalin on the other end, and when I asked her, she said it was her sister, or her mother, or some friend. Yesterday, she was on call, saying, "Miss you," and, "Yeah, it's been a gap of 10 days. We'll go wild next time." I came out and gestured at her, asking who it was. She placed her hand on the speaker and said it was her sister. I went to my room and called her sister. She answered and got into a brief small talk with her. Sophia had lied right on my face. I remember John told me that he had seen Sophia mostly on Saturdays. So I looked up Stalin's department overtime schedule and found they were doing overtime yesterday. I kept an eye if Sophia was leaving the house on that day. Around 11 a.m., Sophia said she was going shopping with her sister. I said okay. I didn't follow her because I knew where she was going. An hour after she left, I went to my office, and there was Sophia's car in the parking area. I went straight to Stalin's department. His teammates saw me and understood why I was there. They exchanged glances with each other, but no one told me anything. I barged into Stalin's cabin with my camera on and saw Stalin's face buried between my wife's calves. They both freaked out and abused me when they found they were recorded. Sophia kept yelling at me to leave, while Stalin came to charge at me. I threatened him not to step forward because they were on live camera. It wasn't live, but I had to stop them. They got dressed up while Sophia kept cursing me and said she hated me and I didn't deserve a gorgeous and hot wife like her. I left after collecting enough evidence against them. I came back home, waiting for Sophia, but there's no sign of her since yesterday. She has just disappeared. Tomorrow, I'm going to the director to show him the video of what's happening at the office premises. I'll update the thread as things progress. Update 2. Hello all. 2 days after the D-Day, I went to my director and showed him the evidence. He was shocked and said he would immediately take action. I then went to Lisa and asked her straightforwardly, "You knew everything?" She already knew what had happened, and she didn't beat around the bush and said yes. She suggested that we discuss private matters outside the office, so we went to the attic. Before she said anything, I requested her to be honest. She said Stalin was eyeing Sophia right from the day he met her at the office party. He used to call her bootylicious and always expressed his desire to drill her from the back. He befriended her using Lisa. I was seething with anger and raised my voice at Lisa for coordinating this dirt. She stopped me saying, Sophia wasn't a child to have been manipulated into this. She loved the attention she got from Stalin. When he complimented her buttocks for the first time, she winked at him. Then he asked her if he could feel it, and she bent over for him, and he grabbed and shaked it from both hands. Lisa said she was shocked to see this. Later, she asked Sophia if she understood the consequences of her actions, and Sophia said, "I feel so good to hear those compliments after a long time. I wished he ate my cave with his tongue." Sophia also enjoyed being called bootylicious and other sexual remarks. She felt desirable when Stalin went crazy for her and grabbed her here and there, mainly bottoms. They frequently met at Stalin's house. He is divorced and lives alone. And sometimes she used to show up at Stalin's cabin. Apparently, Stalin felt the pump, grabbing her by the neck and banging her at his office table. My phone's recording was on all this while, in case Lisa changed her statement later. I wanted to throw up after these details. This was Monday. On Tuesday, I got a text from Sophia's mother telling me that Sophia showed up at her house on Saturday. She's neither talking about her stay nor ready to leave the house. She doesn't even talk about the children, and whenever my name pops up, she curses me under her breath. That's how they figured out that we may have fought. Instead of narrating the entire stuff, I just forwarded her the video clip. She went silent after that. On Thursday, I got a call from my father-in-law asking me to come over to their place to discuss the matter further. I went on Friday. They all were waiting for me, jamming up in the living room, Sophia, her parents, and 2 of her siblings. I was alone. Her father asked me what I wanted next. I said divorce. Her mom asked me if I was sure because we have 2 kids and they need their mother. I said they don't. Their mother has ghosted them for a week now, not even a phone call, and she has been a negligent mom ever since she got banged by her lover. Sophia got agitated at me and hurled abuses at me in front of everyone. Her father gave her a cold look, and she sat down after that. I told him I'm seeing a lawyer and would soon serve her the divorce papers. He asked me about the custody, and I told him I would have the full custody and she could visit them when she wanted. She didn't earn and was seeing other man, and I cannot let my children grow up with a stepdad or whatever. He nodded in acknowledgement. He then tells Sophia to find herself a job because he cannot feed a cheater. She was flustered, but didn't dare to say anything. Her father is a judge, and the way he dealt with this situation increased my respect towards him multiple folds. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with all this. Don't mind if I miss updating this thread because I have to juggle multiple responsibilities together. Thanks for all the love and support.